Turning now to our forecast, 8:16, meteorologist Liz McGiffin, a little ray of sunshine for us today in the midst of some storms.
Yeah, we're tracking not only thunderstorms as we head throughout the weekend, but also some tropical moisture that will be heading its way back our direction and even bring along another chance for showers and thunderstorms. So let's start off with what's going in the tropics right now. There are two tropical storms that are posing a double threat for the United States. Now, it was late last night that tropical depression 14 strengthened all the way up into what is now tropical storm Marco. Now, Marco is not the only storm that has its eye on the Gulf of Mexico. We have tropical storm Laura also out there, which is heading that same direction. Now, the current forecast showed that the storms are going to intensify, potentially even to Category 1 strength by the beginning of this upcoming week. Now, with tropical storm Laura, it is expected to approach southern parts of Florida before actually making landfall into the Gulf states late on Tuesday night or into the early hours of Wednesday morning. Now, Marco, that second tropical storm, it is also expected to make landfall at about the same time. Now, if Marco and Laura continue to intensify like they are projected, this would be the first time that we have had two hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico at the same time. So you were just looking at kind of that combined track, and I want to break this down individually for you with what we're looking at with both of these tropical storms. We'll start with Marco and the path that it is expected to take as it continues to work its way toward Cancun across the Caribbean. And again, that strengthening that we're talking about means that it's moving into some very warm waters in the Gulf of Mexico. So it will not completely make landfall, and by tomorrow afternoon is expected to hit 65-mile-per-hour to even 70-mile-per-hour sustained winds. Now, it takes 74-mile-per-hour sustained winds for that to be upgraded to a hurricane, that Category 1 hurricane strength. And while we are expecting tropical storm as opposed to hurricane force by the time this makes landfall, which looks like it'll be the eastern edge of Texas, potentially even that southern edge of Louisiana, this is still going to be a major storm bringing along threats like rainfall and storm surge. And again, this is going to be a threat that continues to push its way off to the west, really impacting most of the state of Texas for Tuesday and Wednesday. So a storm we're definitely going to be watching as we head throughout not only the weekend, but the start of next week. So let's talk about that second tropical storm. This is Laura, which is continuing to work its way toward parts of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. You'll notice that it could just barely clip southern parts of Miami with this cone of uncertainty, but as it continues to work its way up the Gulf, it'll be working its way to southern parts of Louisiana, potentially reaching that Category 1 strength with 85-mile-per-hour sustained winds. And even if it does stay at tropical storm force by the time it moves through central Louisiana, again, these paths could be crossing each other, creating some major impacts for Gulf states like Texas and especially Louisiana, where you'll notice especially the south and the southwestern parts of that state expected in the path of both of those storms. Now, that could impact our weather by late next week. In the meantime, we've got this big blue H in charge, so high pressure over southern parts of Ohio working its way to the central part of the state now. That's actually been keeping us dry and helping to break up the cloud cover a little bit for us early this morning. You can see outside with the ComfortWorks heating and cooling tower camera. A little bit of sunshine out there as we start off the day, but with some rain showers down to the south, well, that's about to change for us later on this afternoon. You can definitely see where we had that thicker cloud cover because areas like Columbus, we were able to use that cloud cover, that insulator, to keep in some of the heat from yesterday. Still sitting at 68 degrees versus farther up to the north you go. Areas like Marion, Bell Fountain, the clearer sky for you overnight allowed you to drop down to even the mid-50s earlier this morning. Now the sunshine helping you rebound back up to the 60s. Pinpoint forecast for today showing cloud cover continues to increase, and as high pressure starts to scoot its way farther up to the north, it'll be between about noon and 2 o'clock that farther down to the south you go, closer to that state line with West Virginia and Kentucky, we could see a few very isolated showers, not widespread downpours, but especially as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening hours. So kind of that peak heating between about 2 and 6 p.m. A few spotty showers not out of the question, and neither a few isolated thunderstorms. Now, temperature-wise today, not looking bad at all. We'll be right in line with where we were yesterday. 85-degree high puts us in line with normal as well. As we head toward the day tomorrow, we'll be watching for another system as it pushes its way toward the Ohio Valley to increase our chance for showers and thunderstorms, kind of like today, later we get into the afternoon. Now, Hattie will see a nice break in the rainfall for the first half of the week. Unfortunately, though, puts us right back into a summertime pattern with highs near 90. And those tropical storms that we were looking at, especially Laura, as it continues to work its way through the Midwest up toward the Ohio Valley, by the end of this week, it'll be Thursday and Friday especially that we could see that moisture give us a chance for a few more thunderstorms.
All right, we'll be watching for that, Liz. Thank you.